Happy Easter and welcome back to Perfumery Log. I am John Durst and today I am going to be opening up some packages because adding to the ingredients is never done. You might have thought the $350 haul that I did would have held me over, and it kind of has. I've been able to make a lot of perfumes off of it, but I'm running into places where I'm missing important ingredients. And so, I am going to be opening up some of these. My samples from Eden Botanicals, this time it will include their Coffee Absolute, which I want to try for a breakfast-themed perfume. And also, probably their Human CO2, which I also want to try in that same gourmand perfume. I only got a couple of bottles from them this time. They always wrap their stuff so well. This is Cilantro. Now, I had mentioned my Tom Kha perfume, and cilantro is going to be one of the core ingredients in Tom Kha. To give it, it's going to be the core aromatic, giving it some lift. Very authentic to actual Thai cuisine. Then here is some Palo Santo. Palo Santo is going to possibly back up the Guayacol in my Tomcat perfume, and possibly go towards some of my woody bases in new perfumes as well. Meanwhile, we've got some actual coconut CO2, and this is going to be the core of the Tom Kha perfume, making a much more realistic coconut accord than just the aldehyde C18. I'm not a big believer in going exclusively natural, because you can miss a lot of notes that you really can't do naturally, but I think that natural perfumery is kind of perfumery on easy mode. And so, if you're just starting out like I am, and you're denying yourself good naturals, every natural that you use is eliminating 5 or 6 different aroma chemicals. And so, as you wind up using more naturals early, yeah, you're paying for that. Real rose is expensive. Real cardamom is expensive. It's sometimes a lot cheaper to make an accord of something. But that's really IFF's economics, working with 10,000 bottle batches of perfume that you have to macerate in like 55-gallon steel drums. At my level, buying a little bit of rose is actually 1 bottle instead of 3 or 4. And my, we got some serious packaging going on coming here from Liberty Naturals here. Okay, we have, this is the main source of coffee CO2. This is going to be going in my breakfast themed fragrance. Have you ever heard of the perfume Bacon from back in the 90s, early 2000s? I'm going to be trying to recreate that historical perfume out of all naturals. Also rosemary, which will also go in some of the cooking perfumes, but also if I decide to make a clone of some of the very earliest men's fougères, they all have rosemary too. So that might be a very useful one to have for that. And then Clove Bud was on special, so I decided to get a outsized bottle of Clove Bud, despite the fact that clove is actually very restricted by the IFRA, and large amounts of clove are not really going to be allowed in my perfume. But the core thing for why I got a thing to them is I was looking for some cedar leaf, because I want to do a perfume called Juniperous. Juniperous is going to be my salute to the juniper genus that includes cedarwood Texas. And it's going to have cedar leaf, cedar wood, juniper berry, juniper branch, juniper lactone. And so it's all going to be juniper and cedar based stuff. Even the oil is going to be cade oil. And so I've been looking for cedar moss. And though they have stuff from all around the world, Liberty Naturals is presently out of all their mosses. They don't even have oak moss, let alone cedar moss. And there were very few other places that carried it. So for the moment, I have ordered from Perfumer's World in Thailand, and I must say DHL got this package from Thailand in record time. And kudos to you, DHL, for getting this to me from Thailand in 3 days. And I decided to go all out because you never know when the tariffs might come back or the like, or the war might make it completely inaccessible to get international shipping again. So if I'm ordering from a distance, I should order while it's still reasonably, and that goes for all you guys who need materials too. Order early in the war, because like this is going to very much mess up logistics all around the world. So you'd best get your product while you can, which is precisely why I've spent my whole budget a little earlier than I intended to getting this stuff. And well, Perfumer's World definitely wraps their stuff well. This is the first time I've ordered from them, so this is going to be, again, it's not crossing to the dark side or anything to use synthetics. I believe in using synthetics when there's no good other option. And like one of the things I got from them is I got some oak moss. Okay, what do we have here? We have caramel furanones. This will go in the maple syrup of my breakfast gourmand. I've got ambretolide. This will go in the juniper lactone accord in the juniper perfume. And then, where is the next bit? Next two look to be dry ingredients. This one is maple lactone in DPG, so definitely not a dry ingredient. And this is cashmeran in DPG. Dipropylene glycol is a harmless solvent used in perfumery. Having a little bit of dipropylene glycol in your formula is good for the longevity of your perfume. So I've decided to buy several musks pre-diluted, because like cashmeran is a musk that's already going to scream off someone's skin and produce a nice sillage. And so having that pre-diluted in DPG maybe makes the cashmeran note last a little bit longer. Okay, here's Evernyl. This is the moss that is going to pretend to be cedar moss until I can get actual IFRA compliant cedar moss. I'm told that the IFRA is meeting this year and that they will be looking for new evidence of things to ban. And like, I'm all for safe perfumes and everyone being able to rely on the perfumes they get being safe. But like, the IFRA is ban happy and they change the numbers every couple of years and it's hard to keep up with. Aldehyde C10, Decano. This will go towards making the ginger ale perfume more sparkly. It may also go in reformulations of some of my other perfumes. Milk to go with the coffee and the coffee perfume. And possibly to go with the breakfast perfume. And cade oil rectified, because it wouldn't feel right using a non-juniper plant for smoke in juniperus when Oxycedrus juniperus already makes the best smoke in perfumery. So, and here Perfumer's World has given me a nice little premium. catalog, pocket-sized, with QR codes that I can scan. Pretty nice. Okay. So now that we've gotten through the basics, we can go through the Amazon stuff, because I have a surprise for you guys. I'm getting an upgrade. My hard drive ran out, and so, oh, by the way, you didn't think I gave up on my promise to make you guys scented candles. So I have M.2 screws here for these 2 terabyte M.2 drives that I had found secreted away in my computer equipment box that I forgot I have. But I'm also out of deep storage, so in this box here I've got a new spinning disk hard drive that will be a good 10 terabytes of old-fashioned spinning disk hard drive to hold all of the stuff that my old ready to give up the ghost spinning disk hard drive used to hold. It's not dead yet, but it's from the Windows 7 days, and I don't really feel comfortable entrusting it with all my data anymore. So I spent the last of my Perfumery profits on a new hard drive so that you guys can get ever larger, ever longer, and ever better videos. But I still have to get through all of my technical debt installing all of this stuff before you guys can have another video after this one. So I will see you guys in the next edition of Perfumery Log, whenever that may be. As you guessed, my computer may be in upgrades for a while. I will try to make you a new episode next week if I can. In the meantime, check out my previous haul here on the top video, or this playlist of old Perfumery logs that you may have caught up on. Watching another of my videos after this one really helps me in the algorithm. So does giving me that thumbs up and subscribing if you haven't already. Thanks.